there, my name is Vila Beckon, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. And new videos are dropping a lot because, oh my god, Doctor Who is not doing very well. It is not popular, it has not done well season 12, and they thought it would do freaking barnstorming wonderful, and it's not done well, so we are getting spin upon spin upon spin upon spin. And every time they put out spin, I think we just got to go over it and talk about it a bit because, geez, if they won't stop talking about it, I don't think we should either. Okay, fine. Before we get there, if you like your independent voices here on YouTube, you don't voices not beholden to a multinational corporation or conglomerate, then hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for your support. If you can hit the subscribe button, it's incredibly helpful. I am genuinely, incredibly grateful. I would like to show you my appreciation because we give stuff away here every week here on the channel. Stuff we're giving away this week is Doctor Who: The Visitation. Fantastic story, written by Eric Sayward, starring, seriously, what a fanboy, I'm saying I've written the right first, written by Eric Sayward, starring Peter Davison from his first year, really good episode, special edition, it's got tons of extras on it. Sayward's interview talking about what he wanted to do with it are really interesting. All you have to do to win it is subscribe to the channel. Subscribing is the important part. Then, comment with the hashtag FireFire, and we do the prize draw on Sundays when I'm on the TARDIS Zone. Check the video notes. It'll give you all the information you need. Also in the video notes is a free Doctor Who audio story for you to download with Nick Briggs starring Nick Briggs as the Doctor. Nick Briggs, of course, the voice of the Daleks. So as made in the mid-80s as a fan production. It's really good. That fan group called Audio Vigils grew up to become Big Finish. Fine. So we're going to be reading an article from the Radio Times talking about the ratings. And what we're really reading is how they're justifying to themselves not doing any course correction or any changes. Although you know what? I'm not sure there won't be any course correction or course change. There was clearly a massive course correction and course change between season 11 and 12. Season 11 didn't have any recurring villains in it or monsters. It just didn't have any great stakes or villainy at all. Season 12, they worked hard and they did rectify that. I want to give them credit wherever I can, and they did. They brought back a lot of the fun. However, they kept Jodie Whittaker, who is like the black hole of fun, the complete suck of fun. It's such a shame they're not. I don't think they're going to do a course correction. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if when Star Wars: The Last Jedi came out, and fine. They let that stupid script be made, which really destroyed the cultural relevance of Star Wars. Instead of doubling and tripling down like they were doing and not really knowing what they're doing, could you imagine the different world it would have been for Disney right now if they said, clearly this is not something the audience wanted. The Last Jedi was a misstep and this is something not the audience wanted. We're going to do an alternative episode 8 and 9. Yeah, instead of having that train wreck movie, The Rise of Skywalker, crammed into one movie that didn't work, they gave J.J. Abrams 2 movies and did an alternative episode 7. And maybe not. Yeah, could you imagine how much support that would have? How well that it made? Yeah, I get it. Star Wars it made $1 billion. I think it made $1 billion. It would have made $3 billion if it didn't have dripping disdain for the audience. And the reason they can have dripping disdain because they tell themselves this incredible line of bullcrap, which is what we're going to read right now. So the Radio Times article starts off: do lower ratings spell trouble for Doctor Who? No, they don't. No, they don't, because of this article. This article is essentially putting their fingers in their ear going, no, it's good, everybody loves it, it doesn't matter, nobody's watching. No, this is what this article's doing. Jodie Whittaker's latest series has recorded a decline in viewing figures. Well, decline is one way of putting it. Falling off the edge of a cliff is another, I would say, more accurate rate. But fans shouldn't be worried about what's next for Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. Shit, I'm always worried about what's next for Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. I'm hoping what's next for Jodie Whittaker's Doctor is being shown the door. That might be good. That might be what's best for Doctor Who and the BBC in general. So it starts off. The ratings for Doctor Who's latest series are in, and for any fan they make for a slightly sobering read. Not for me, I was elated. and I am a bit of a Doctor Who fan. I was really elated that the British public had rejected this vile incarnation of Doctor Who so roundly. Figures for the BBC sci-fi drama are down generally from last year's. Yes, they've been on a nosedive ever since she walked in the door. With the 7-day figures now included in the series final, the Timeless Children attracted 4.69 million. Mwah, mwah. Yeah, and I don't think it's going to get up to 5.12, which was the lowest rated episode of the modern era, which was the Eaters of Light in the middle of June. It wasn't a mid-season; it was towards the late season. This should have been if their plan was working, if the Chibnall plan was working, this should have been like one of the highest rated episodes ever. This redefined Doctor Who. If people were into what he was doing with Doctor Who, it would have done well. But no, it was the lowest rated as a season finale. You've got to do a lot of mental gymnastics to get around that, which is what this article was doing. The Timeless Children was 4.69 and down considerably from the 6.48 consolidated that watched the 2018 finale, the Battle of Roscoe Kolos, which was objectively a freaking awful episode. I would say the Timeless Children was 100% a better episode than the Battle of Ranskor of Kolos, which is a stupid bloody name. So, what's the story behind the lower ratings? And do they actually mean the Doctor is in danger of being taken off TV anytime soon? No, the Doctor's not in danger of being taken off TV anytime soon, because the BBC have taken Doctor Who off the TV for anytime soon. We're not seeing Doctor Who again for 18 months, and apart from the regeneration episode. Oh, I say regeneration. Sorry, that was a Freudian slip. That was me desperately hoping for it to be regenerated for the holiday episode, which they've already recorded. And again, if they have any sense, which they don't because of articles like this, that would be the last time we see Whittaker. In fact, really, if they had any sense, they would just dump that episode in the middle of summer and then have a new Doctor take over on Christmas Day. And again, get the guy playing Narek from Picard, get an attractive male to play Doctor Who. And it's not that I was against there being a woman Doctor. I really wasn't. I thought it'd be good. I am very disappointed it wasn't. So I'm not against there being like a female Doctor, but I think they poisoned the well. Well, the truth is, it's complicated. It's not complicated. It's not going anywhere. They're not taking on TV. It's obviously undeniable that ratings are down this series compared to Jodie Whittaker's first adventures, which attracted huge numbers of viewers. So I just want to point out. This was after a massive course correction and plugging in like tons and tons more fun stuff in it, and still nothing worked to stop the slide. Nothing worked to stop the slide. The cause for the slide is called Jodie Whittaker. It's called Chris Chibnall. I think that people want to say the slide really started with the introduction of political correctness, which you can map the decline of Doctor Who from that as well. Again, I really enjoyed season 10. I'm coloured by my own personal emotion. Other than Bill Potts saying every 10 minutes, "Oh, I'm a lesbian. I'm a lesbian. Like really, Bill? Okay, like I'm surprised they didn't have her like in the TARDIS watching lesbian porn just to like underscore the fact. Yes, Bill, we know you're a lesbian. And honestly, I like the character anyway. But you didn't have to tell me she was gay every 20 minutes. I really, really don't. I mean, it was not as bad as Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who because she actually had a lesbian relationship which was vital to the story, to her story in it. So at least it wasn't just pure tokenism, which is what the Chris Chibnall era is. However, it's worth noting that these ratings were themselves a big step up from Peter Capaldi's series finale in 2017. That's correct. Again, Capaldi didn't bring in the viewers, and they publicized with the female Doctor, the Whittaker Doctor, over and over and over and over again, and a lot of people tuned in to check it out, and then slowly they bled away. So that tells me two things. It tells me that people really want to watch Doctor Who. People want to watch and enjoy Doctor Who, and it tells me that even though they really want to watch and enjoy it, that Jodie Whittaker's performance and the writing is so incredibly obnoxious, they forced away a legion of viewers to the point now where they would literally run out the room for an hour rather than watch Doctor Who. 600,000 people would rather do anything else, like literally anything else than watch Doctor Who, and then he can't come back for Call the Midwife. Fine. So they say it's not like for like. Compared to Series 10 was in the spring. So this, I'm quite impressed that they. Well, I suppose they really had to mention this because people like me will go on YouTube and scream the truth. Compared to Series 10 was in the spring. Well, no, it's more than summer actually. I believe the lowest rated episode, the Eaters of Light, was in June. Was in a really good hot winter, hot summer as well. And the British like to go out, but they did clamour, like at least 1.5 to 2 million people clamoured to catch up over the next week because they wanted to see what will happen, as opposed to Jodie Whittaker, where literally nobody cares. Oh, 800,000 people care. I suppose that's quite a lot. Compared to Series 10, Saturdays is a tougher slot compared to Whittaker's two winter series. Yes, 100% on Sunday night. But if the latest series had come right after Series 10, the ratings drop would be significantly less noticeable. Yes. If you hadn't hemorrhaged 60% of her viewers in the first year, it wouldn't. The other 20% she lost this year wouldn't look so bad. But she had hemorrhaged. Oh, sorry, 45% over the first year. So the continual this other 20% she lost this year. And I don't know why they think this isn't going to happen in season 13. Season 13 I can't see a way of it not dipping under 3 million. At least in the overnights. If it dips under 3 million in the overnights, you're going to be well under 4 million in the consolidated. The ratings drop would be significantly okay, fine. And in fact, the overnights are generally healthier in the Whittaker era because it's on Sunday night when nobody's going out and everybody's staying in because you're in the middle of a hurry. Yes. When you strap people to a couch and force their eyes open, they're probably more likely to watch your show. Yeah, that is true. Possibly, I love it. It's possibly due to Sunday nights. Could that be due to Sunday nights? I think so. Okay, so then they get to real insanity. Maybe, really, Whittaker's first series was a blip. You think? Yes, of course it was a blip. Big influx of people curious about the new casting of the Doctor. Yes, that's exactly what it was. And now things are settling down to about the level you would expect. I say, here they come in. They come in with the apologetics saying, you would expect for a 15-year-old reboot of a nearly 60-year-old TV show. They're saying, what can you expect? This has nothing to do with this woke agenda that doesn't exist. We're never going to admit the woke agenda exists. But if that woke agenda existed, it's nothing. The drop in viewing figures has nothing to do with the woke agenda that we won't admit exists. And the reason we won't admit it exists because that's the reason your viewing figures are in a nosedive, you idiots. It's not as simple as saying clearly fans don't like this show anymore and stop watching. No, it is as simple as that. Fans don't like the show as much anymore, and they have stopped watching. Many hardcore. I am the only one of the YouTubers I know that are still going to watch Doctor, and I hate doing it. I really hate doing it. Yes, fans are leaving in their droves. Yes, and the incredible thing is, we love Doctor Who. We so want to spend our money. We want to give you money for Doctor Who. We want to support Doctor Who. We want there to be a Doctor Who in our lives. We really want to. We're willing to back that up with cash that doesn't come easily to anyone. And you are literally actively repelling us with your vile agenda that you think everybody loves. But really, the metrics are quite clear that everybody hates. This has been a gradual decline since 2015 when you introduced the diversity agenda, and in a landscape where fewer young people than ever watching BBC shows and audiences are being eaten up by big budget sci-fi dramas. Shut up! This is a big budget sci-fi drama on platforms like Netflix. Doctor Who was always going to struggle. No. You know what? I bet that if you brought David Tennant back for it. In fact, we're going to get there. I bet if you brought David Tennant back and Russell T Davies, you would probably be getting in the 7, 8, 9 million again. You will get it back over freaking night because people want there to be a Doctor Who. I want there to be a Doctor Who. If you make good Doctor Who, which isn't agenda driven, people will come to it. But no, not this idiot at the Radio Times. The glory days of David Tennant et al. Were in a different TV landscape, and if the 10th Doctor touched down, it seems unlikely he'll command anything close to the ratings he did over a decade ago. Bullshit. Bullshit. You know what? Let's try it. Let's give it a go. You know what? Let's have David Tennant do a one-off special written by Russell T Davies, and let's see how it goes. I think you may be eating your words there. In fact, arguably, the Doctor Who's latest series is almost maintaining the ratings set 3 years ago. Isn't bad achievement considering what a drop there's been between Capaldi's 2015 and 2017 series. Yeah, again, when you introduced the woke agenda, again, Capaldi wasn't somebody who brought people in. In that first year, he very pointedly gave a cold, aloof performance. He wasn't likable. Now, you went from Matt Smith. I watched a Matt Smith episode last night, The Name of the Doctor. Not a fantastic episode, but I had so much fun because Matt Smith is just a likable, cuddly, lovely character. You see Matt Smith, you want to hug him. Yeah, you didn't want to hug David. You didn't want to hug Peter Capaldi, and I would. Yeah. You don't have to tell me I need permission to touch Jodie Whittaker. I'm not touching her. She's fine. Then again, the fact that consolidated ratings are dropping could be a concern. They are a concern. They show that your show is not popular, and like really, it's like you're looking at a math equation saying 2 + 2 = 4, and go Well, I just think, I'm not sure what could be the reason for this 4. Idiots. As it goes against the common defense that we hear for lower TV ratings as a whole. Specifically, that more people watch on catch-up or demand. Yeah, they watch on catch-up on demand if they want to watch something. If they don't want to watch it, and yeah, they don't want to watch the Space Greta Thunberg wagging a finger at her in the middle of like really dull stories. For Doctor Who, the overnights are actually telling a slightly more positive story. Yes, that's why you're focusing on the overnight. You kept screaming, "Oh, it's the consolidated! You gotta look at the consolidated ratings, consolidated, and now the consolidated ratings suck as well. Now you want to look at the overnights. The overnights that you're putting on a Sunday evening where everybody's home, as opposed to a Saturday night where in the middle of the summer where everybody's out. Okay, so now you want to look at the overnights. Why? Because it's slightly less shitty. It's slightly less shitty. Let's see the overnights on Saturday night. In the summer. Let's see how it goes. Put that special episode out. Put it out in July. Put it out in July on a Saturday night. See how it goes. I'm guessing you might get 2 million on the overnights. But you know what? Why didn't you just put your money where your mouth is? So, Doctor Who, the overnights are actually telling a slightly more positive story, which could be interpreted as uncertain viewers no longer being tempted after the fact. That's true. Alternatively, the fact the show was on Sunday night now suggests that people are less likely to miss the show when it airs compared to when it was on Saturday nights. So, yeah. So you're saying it's in an easier time slot, so people are watching it? Yes, we understand that. Meaning the overnights stay healthy, even as the viewers. Yes, okay, you're explaining why people, less people are watching now. Really, that doesn't take a doctorate to work this out. Okay, but what does it actually mean for Doctor Who? It's not as simple as saying the ratings are down, so Doctor Who will be cancelled. No. As far as the publicly funded BBC, there's an interesting question about exactly what ratings are for beyond bragging rights. Oh, right, so suddenly ratings don't see again. Ratings don't mean anything. No, nothing to see here. Everybody move on. Don't look at the ratings because they don't mean anything. They meant something when they were good, but now they're objectively bad. Now they don't mean anything anymore. Obviously, they need to make. They need to make TV that people watch, but which people? Yeah. I'm getting kind of speechless as I'm reading this. Yes, they need to make watch TV that people watch, but they're not making TV. They don't want to make TV that people. They want to make TV that's relevant. They don't want to make TV that's classic. They want to make They want to make diversity. They don't want to make TV. So Piers Wenger then points out that Doctor Who fulfills the need for family programming. How, Piers? How does it fulfill the need for family programming if families don't want to watch your boring, preachy crap? No, it doesn't fulfill a need for family programming. Notably, in terms of attracting 16 to 34. So, my God. So now they're looking for any metric. They're going for any metric where they can say Doctor Who's doing pretty good. Notably, in terms of attracting 16 to 34-year-olds to BBC drama, Doctor Who was the fourth most successful show, jumping ahead of like Death in Paradise is for old people, Silent Witness also for old people, Call the Midwife also for old people, despite their higher overall rates. So what? Who cares? So what? Who cares? What are you trying to say? Different people are watching this show than are watching these shows. So why wouldn't you want to keep this broad church? What the hell are they saying? Yeah, I think that what are ratings for? Ratings are your number one objective metric to show the success or failure of a show. Doctor Who, Chris Chibnall's, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who, just going by your rating, is a failure. Failure, but there's going to be a failure in more ways than that, as we're going to read in a minute. More practically, as Piers Wenger pointed out, Doctor Who's funding comes from other sources. Yes, we know you got that big paycheck from HBO. For example, the commercial on the BBC studio. No, you're not making so much money on the current era Doctor Who, are you? You know, I'm looking on behind my camera. I have rows of shelves of Doctor Who action figures, like shelves of shelves. I don't have all of them, but I have most of them, like on the 5-inch version of the classic ones, and of the and they don't make them anymore. They don't make them anymore because kids aren't interested anymore. They made a Jodie Whittaker one, and I think they did another run. They were supposed to make a Graham one. I still don't know if that came out. But yeah, no, you don't make Doctor Who figures anymore because the commercial arm, the commercial viability of Doctor Who has been significantly impacted by the Chibnall Whittaker era. Do you remember in was it 2018 when she was when she was about to come on? She was the woman who was going to. And you saw all this Doctor Who merchandise, all this Jodie era Doctor Who merchandise everywhere. Like everywhere. There was tons and tons and tons of it. They had the coats, you had all kinds of things. Do you see so much anymore? No, you don't. In fact, I am almost positive you put Jodie Whittaker's face on a Doctor Who magazine, it sells less issues. I'm convinced of that. So fine, yeah. So you got so you have money coming in from DVDs and yes, exactly. We buy the classic era. This era isn't selling. The merchandise isn't selling. People are going to start losing their jobs. I hear it's getting close to that pretty soon. From these avenues, Doctor Who as a show offers opportunities to other BBC series with bigger ratings don't. At the time of writing, you can't buy a D.S. Arnott figure. Well, that'd be kind of cool. That's from Prime. Is it Prime Suspect? I don't know what's it called again. Line of Duty. That's from Line of Duty. Is it Duty? No matter how many more millions tune in to Line of Duty. Yeah, again, is there a Yaz figure? Yeah, I'm looking at a Bill Potts figure. I'm looking at a Perry figure. Is there a Yaz figure? Listen, okay, let me just point this out here. Just knock the bunch down. Okay, this is a figure of Purple Gillian Brown. This is a Kings of Androzani outfit. So that was what year? That would be, was it 85? So how many years ago was that? 35 years ago. 35-year-old TV show produced this, right? Where's the Yaz figure? Where's the relevance of it? See, that's the trouble. When you're trying to be relevant, you fail. You want to try and be classic. You don't want to try and be relevant. Try and be classic, idiots. So fine. Doctor Who fans are engaged in a way that few other shows are. Yeah, and Doctor Who fandom is telling you clearly they revile the Timeless Children. They revile this era of Doctor Who. The Timeless Children, it was the biggest mistake you made because you had a lot of people going, it's okay, it's just a little bit obnoxious, but I'll put up with it. Fine. Now, no, the Timeless Children just broke fandom. I think the 16% you got on Rotten Tomatoes is probably generous right now. And the fandom that is aching to pay for your product is you are actively forcing away, just like we see in so many industries. It's not as simple, and there are a few of them watching, so they should be. Yeah, Doctor Who is not in any danger of being cancelled because it's being run by insane people who don't care about reality. These days, people don't like to say. These people like to say ratings don't matter. No. The only people who like to say ratings don't matter are people like you, idiots. Radio Times. People who want to defend this show, and the reason you want to defend it is exactly because of the agenda you are screaming doesn't exist. Really, you want to tell me the United Colours of Benetton Doctors we saw that preceded William Hartnell wasn't to dilute the white maleness of Doctor Who? You really want to tell me that? Because if you want to tell me, go ahead. But I'm going to call bullshit on that, like big time. And you know what? everyone's going to agree with me, and no one's going to agree with you. With that said, ratings do tend to start matter if a show is doing well. Oh yes, for example, in Jodie Whittaker's first series with the big leap of viewers. Yes, that's why you're getting videos like this now, over and over and over and over again, because you spent the last 22 months screaming at me that it's incredibly popular. Get out of the way, boomer. What's wrong with you? What, you don't like women? You're a racist? You're a sexist? Yeah, look, it's so popular. No, it's not. It's not. So fine. So yeah, you screamed about it when the ratings were big. And the bad PR of making a show that fewer and fewer people are watching is the flip side of that. Yes, so maybe you shouldn't have been trumpeting it so much. Maybe Jodie Whittaker shouldn't have gone on David Tennant's podcast like the week after The Woman Who Fell to Earth and said, "Oh look, I did it! I could have messed it up, but I did it! I did it!" Really, Jodie? No, maybe you should have waited to the end to now to decide if you did or not. Because yeah, you did it, but not what you think you did. But I don't think this is the case for Doctor Who. I don't think what was the case for Doctor Who. Even if you're losing money on the show, are they losing money on the show? I really don't know. They're not. Again, I'm sure HBO paid for it in its entirety. But I don't think this is the case for Doctor Who. And in my opinion, it's unlikely the dip in ratings is in any way close to the end of the series. Maybe in a few years. Yeah, maybe in a few. You do this again, season 13. You keep on this course. It will continue to go. Season 13 is going to be what? We're in 20. It's going to be what, 2021 if we're lucky. Yeah, it's going to be sort of late 2021. So that is a few years. So by the time let's say we're in 2022 and the average ratings of season 13 are 3.5 million. You know. So that's a few years from now, isn't it? So yeah, that's exactly where we're going to be if this trend continues. Why would the trend change? The reason the trend is going to continue is you haven't addressed the reason for the trend. You haven't even mentioned it. You haven't even that it's a boring, preachy show. That's the bottom line. It's a boring, preachy show that's alienated half of its viewership, which is why it's lost half it. It's lost more than half because you lost the half that you were rude to constantly, and the other half, I just find it boring, and you're going to find it less boring. So maybe in a few, we'll have a different comment. But for now, Doctor Who's still in pretty good health. Yeah, now it's off the air. Now they managed to get Jodie Whittaker off the air for the next 18 months, even if it's not the top BBC show in terms of eyeballs on screen. Yes. Or you mean in terms of people liking it? There's at least one more series on the way. Yes, we know. And I'll be very surprised that there weren't more after that. No, I think Doctor Who will continue. I think it will come back. But I think what's probably going to happen is it's got to completely fail. It's got to completely fail before anything changes. If nothing else, it's hard to think of any sort of replacement that would bring in millions of viewers and attract young audience. Yeah, again, what's wrong with you? Yes, no, you can think of something. Oh, how about a Dan Dare series? A Dan Dare series would be freaking awesome today. Have Mark Gatiss write it, do a big budget. You would have like that World War II kind of spirit, and it could be a really huge show, but not in the creative apocalypse, the bankrupt creative apocalypse that BBC lives in with its diversity agenda and its like black hole for fun. It is sort of ways that attract young viewers and create a whole world of commercial opportunities at a stroke. I just gave you one, Dan Dare. For a while yet, the Doctor seems to be safe from extermination. Yes, 100%. You're not getting rid of it. We understand you're not going to get rid of it, idiots. So there you go. My name's Sheila Becken, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop, and have yourself a fantastic day.